3, 2, 1.
What is going on, Southwest ISD? Welcome back to your number one stop shop for all things Southwest ISD athletics. This is the Scoreboard podcast. I am Brandon Medina, your host, along with your athletic director, Mr. Peter Wagner. Sir, new week, new show. How we doing?
I'm doing great. Had a great weekend of football. Finally back. I was like that meme that it's like, you see that guy crying with extra joy because of football.
Oh,
all
happy
weekend
tears.
Long. Happy tears.
Yeah, football is completely back, and football has been
Packers
back.
won. Vikings lost. I mean, it was awesome.
Goodness
it was
gracious.
amazingness.
Packers also lost a first-round pick with Aaron Rodgers' injury, but
Touche.
with that, football is back. It's been back here at Southwest ISD. This is week 3 or 4. This is week 4.
Going to win
Last
week
week was week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Some big games were going on. As we come back out of that week 3, what have you seen? Because I know, like we said last week, in case you're listening for the first time, we're going to be putting out the Scoreboard a little earlier. We're going to be doing them on Tuesdays and pushing them out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, just so you guys can have some lead up into the game. So today's show is on Tuesday, and then we'll be pushing today's show throughout the week to make sure you can listen in wherever you are. You can listen on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, anywhere you can find podcasts. Feel free to tune in. But what were your thoughts on week 3 for Southwest ISD Athletics?
I think that it was, it was opening district games. The Dragons went down to Laredo, got a win. I don't think they're real happy with the way they played. Last week we talked about how they hadn't had any turnovers and they were +7 in the turnover battle and things like that. They were definitely the better team. I think that
Right.
Martin probably exposed some things that they definitely going to have to get zipped up before they play the biggest game in the city of San Antonio this week. And but some big games. I mean, we keep talking about some of the same kids in Dragon football, but first play of the game, Tyson Dean picks it off and goes to the house.
Yep.
And
Also led the team in rushing.
And then they go down and fumble on about the 5-yard line going in and everything. And so that game was gonna get out of hand. It's kind of like the Lockhart game. I think they're still young. You know what I mean? They only play about 7 to 10 seniors, and so they're going down getting on the bus getting on that charter bus for the first time, going down as a very heavy favorite. And so, probably got up pretty quick and was like, okay, time to hit cruise control.
Right.
Kind of like Lockhart, they're up by 3 touchdowns, hit cruise control. So I think
Only win by 1 at the end. Yeah.
The maturity factor is how to put a finishing touch on it.
Well, and you can read the box score. You can look at the game and how it went. They won the game 26-12. A lot of turnovers, right? But also that also, like you said,
it's super sloppy.
Yeah, there's a growth factor to it. It's week 3. Those turnovers turn into points against Southside this week.
Definitely.
Those turnovers are not going to go untouched. And so with that, you cannot have that many, right? There was quite a bit. And so with that, I think that shows the recognition of the defense to figure that out, to get it figured out for the offense. But also, you're making big plays on the offensive side of the ball, right?
Huge.
Voss goes crazy again.
He went like we
Nuclear.
get another turnover and throw the deep ball. He goes next play goes 95 to the house on a
so
deep
he
ball.
was 3
which
for
is
126
3 games
and
in a
touchdown.
row where he's had like
over $120.
Yeah.
I mean,
like number 1 fantasy pick.
Yeah, no, he's incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also had some mistakes there too, and so with that.
He had one where he's going to the house and we were talking about it before we started today about a long time ago where we watched one of our running backs about to win the game and Nathaniel just throws it over his shoulder, nobody near him, and he had one of those where he's running and just dropped the ball,
right?
And so little things like that. I mean, he's a special talent,
absolutely,
and so
is Olage,
and so is the. I mean, we already knew they were talented at the skill positions.
Of course,
just talking to Coach Franco on that.
So let me ask you, as a coach, though, Coach, what's that conversation like on that bus coming back from Laredo? What's that conversation What are you telling them?
Well, a long time ago, and I've said this many times on the show, is in 2006, our first year, Coach Bradford's over here, and we're playing a decent, what we found out to be a pretty good team in Uvalde, and we played like doo doo, and it was not good. And but we've come off the field with the win, and Coach Bradford takes me aside. I'm mad. I'm 27 years old, just not happy and stuff. And he grabs me, puts his arm around me, he's like, "Hey, dude, you enjoy these, because you don't always know when the next win's coming and stuff. When even the bad ones, at least you can enjoy that you won." And so you enjoy the win, but you understand, like, you'd rather feel better. We also, like, when you were playing, had, our saying was, be proud of the product you put on the field.
Yep.
And so that goes to effort, attitude, preparedness, focus, things of that nature. And I don't think they're real proud of the product they put on the field. And so it's kind of one of those games where you're like, okay, let's go. It's almost like a refocus. Now we get a big game, and we know that we're not perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we got to fix some things and be focused and ready to roll. And so it might turn into a blessing in disguise.
No, yeah, it definitely could. And that game is here at Dragon Stadium. That's going to be a massive, massive one this Friday.
Big game of the week.
Yeah,
on KSAT, and I think
we've
said
had
ESPN.
Well,
San Antonio might be doing it.
We've had people reaching out all over the place. It is a big
Mm-hmm.
one. It's nerve-wracking to say the least, only because of the game you're coming off. Right, you have to fix a lot of things. Is this a week, Coach, where maybe there's a little bit more of an extra focus on watching film a little bit and seeing what went wrong and what can be?
I think it's a week where you really focused on, like, what can you control, and and then prioritizing the things that are going to be most important to getting fixed, and then really focusing on those.
Yeah.
And I think in that regard, Coach Locke is a heck of a coach, and Martin exposed the middle interior of the defense, and so there's going to have to be some inside power that Coach Locke and those guys are gonna look at and be like licking their chops a little bit, and so need to be ready for that.
Absolutely. So Southwest goes on to be 3-0. Martin is sitting at 0-3. They face Southside again on Friday, September 15th at 7 p.m. here at Southwest Stadium, Dragon Stadium.
Hopefully it'll be under 100 degrees for the first time this year.
Hopefully, man. I will say, Southside again. I don't know that. It's going to be tough. They lost their first game against Somerset, so our little neighbors are on the way.
Somerset's pretty good.
They are pretty good. And then they won against Nixon 55-3 their last game. Mm-hmm. So they've been pretty dominant over here.
And they did the opposite of what the Dragons did, right? I mean, I think they played that game at home, but they put a stamp on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that's kind of what the Dragons were planning to do, and then just didn't put it all together.
Yeah, I will say this, man. They have a quarterback that is really comfortable throwing the ball.
Yep.
Looking at the past games and box scores, he's not making a lot of mistakes. His name's Caden Keith, and they have a receiver who 2 weeks ago at Cedar Creek, who is not the best team right now in high school football by any means. But his name is Jeremy Obregon. He went for 9 for 154 and a touchdown. So you're definitely going to have to talk with the defensive backs for Southwest. Yeah. Get ready. Yeah. It's going to be a passing game. What is it about some of the teams that we're facing? And I think in the past, and when I say in the past, I don't mean like crazy long ago, but I'd say from 10 years to like maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I feel like this area in San Antonio, the south side, southwest side, even going in towards the north side, was very much run heavy, and that's kind of switched a little bit. And so looking at Southside for this Southwest team, do you think they're prepared to take on a quarterback? We saw they play Lockhart, who was a great quarterback as well. A little bit more of a mobile one. This one looks to be more of a true traditional quarterback.
Passer, yeah.
What do you think is the expectation, or what do you think you're looking forward to seeing Friday night against Southside with a quarterback like this?
I think that it's, like I said before, I think it's going to be a lot of how well does our D-line show up. You know, it's going to be one in the trenches, either stopping the run or being able to get a pass rush. Yeah, and create pressure and get a pass rush, you know. we're not much of a man defense, a man coverage type group. We're more of a cover 4, maybe a little cover 2 type action. And so how well are we able to bend but don't break and go from there? Can we get turnovers? Can we get, big plays? We've been a big play team on defense. We're not a 3-and-out group. We're a let you earn if you can earn it all the way down the field, then go for it. But we're not a dominant defense. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna make you earn it, and then we're gonna make big plays big plays that'll help us.
Tell you what, man, Southwest has a really solid opportunity if they can get past Southside, can go into that Medina Valley matchup in October, on October 13th, possibly 6-0.
Right after their bye week.
Yeah, right after the bye week, possibly 6-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take out Southside, that's the challenge.
Yeah.
Then you have Wynn, who we've beat before many times.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Nixon, who just lost 55-3 to Southside.
Yeah.
Should be able to get a win there. Medina Valley also is not the best of best teams. They do tend to perform really well against Southwest. They come out swinging.
And I think that they got a bone to pick with the Southwest ISD period.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have Medina Valley, and then you have South San, who is a winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're talking 8-0. Figueroa, that's
Very
possibly
winnable.
9-0, very winnable.
Yeah.
And then you go into Fire and Armor against Legacy, possibly 9-0.
It's a toss up, but
But I mean, this is a team that if
I
you
said
can,
that last week. I said
you can correct this.
Yeah.
We might be looking at an undefeated season.
Possibly.
Right. I'm not putting the pressure on. I'm just saying, looking on paper, you can correct some of these mistakes.
This is more than likely the top 2 teams in the district.
Southwest and Southside. Yeah.
The winner of this game will be in the driver's seat.
Gotcha. Well,
No doubt about that.
let's talk a little bit going into the Southwest Legacy side of things. Rough game.
Got to dust yourself off, and South San couldn't come any quicker.
Yeah, that's right. So that's going to be away this game on Friday. It was at South San High School. A lot of people that go to Southwest Legacy, I assume, some family, maybe parents, cousins, whatever, have also gone to South San, so maybe a fun little family rivalry over there. Because I mean, everywhere there on Pierce Dudley Elementary, I mean, South San District is right there too. So I think that'll be a fun one to go check out. Both are 1-2, both looking to pick back up a little bit and get things dusted off. Medina Valley came out swinging, man. They are 1-2 right now, Southwest Legacy. What is the conversation this week that a coach should be talking with them about? Is it very much a goldfish mentality? Hey, forget about that, next man up, or what are we talking about?
Probably more of a goldfish mentality. They made some mistakes that really snowballed them. When they brought the ball out a couple of times from inside the goal line on a kickoff return. That the opening kickoff, they opened their drive off at the 2-3 yard line, and I think they did that twice. And so they're punting the ball and giving it to Medina Valley in plus territory. And so you can't. It's hard to defend short fields. That's all there is to it. And they turned the ball over a little bit and stuff like that, and just never really got a rhythm because there's so much. They're dealing with so much on defense that they just never got into a rhythm. And I think that you look at some of the things that are correctable. You know what I mean? And then you just move on. There's not a whole lot that you can dwell on. You just say, okay, here's the coachable points. Now let's go get a W.
Yeah, and South San.
It's a very winnable game.
Absolutely. And South San just beat Figueroa. Figueroa moves to 0-3. South San is 1-2. Medina Valley is a squad that I kind of told you has that kind of Texas, Alabama mindset where they're going to give you your absolute best, right? Especially at Southwest ISD, like you said, they got a bone to pick a little bit is what it feels like.
We swept them last year.
Yeah, and so Southwest Legacy, listen, sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth to wake up a little bit. And so I do think right now they have a really solid opportunity to go on a really good win streak. So, I mean, you got South San.
They're still at least the 4th best team in the district.
But
if
I'm
not
saying,
the second and third.
Listen to these next games. Now, one's going to be tough, but South San, winnable. Figueroa, absolutely winnable. Martin, winnable. You have a chance to go 3-0 here. Flip the script a little bit, go 4-2. Then you face Southside, some really solid competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a tough game.
But if you're coming in off that, you got a lot of momentum built.
Yep.
And that can be helpful.
Absolutely. So let's say you beat Southside in a close one. Now you're 5-2. Then you got Wynn and Nixon.
Then Fire and Armor is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, both of these teams are going to be really, really interesting to watch. Fire and Armor is going to be must-watch high school football.
It really wouldn't matter what the records are.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But I mean, we'll have to get we'll get the coaches on again like last year. It was a very tense little area to be in last year. Not many laughs, but I will say it's gonna be a fun time. Both coaches do a great job and great staff. So, give me your prediction, sir. Southwest Legacy versus South San. What are we thinking?
I think Legacy wins by at least 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. What about Southwest versus Southside? Put your
That
money where your
one's
mouth is,
that
baby.
one's a little
what's
more
the
interesting.
spread? Nah,
I could probably tell you. I think it's Southwest is probably the favorite.
At home?
I don't know if they're the favorite anymore after last week. They're probably more of a toss-up. You know, you give them that home field advantage.
I'll take a home underdog, no problem.
You know, I would probably take Southwest, and at least we've had a lot of experience with close games. You know what I mean? Giving it to Tyson on a 4th down to win the game, something like that.
Toss it up to
run
Voss
it
to
up.
see what we can do.
Yeah, and chalk it up. Southside is very well coached. I have a lot of respect for what Coach Locke does in terms of scheme, in terms of how hard his kids play.
Has that always been the case, Coach, or did that just kind of like change over the past few years? Because I remember Southside being as dominant back like 10 years ago.
Yeah, Coach Locke's come in and they've won big games.
Yeah.
They've won.
I mean, they've pushed D1 prospects.
But they've won big games, and I mean they competed, and when they were playing in that Cal Allen, Floresville, Rockport, and stuff like that, they made the playoffs and were playing, you know, and so you know, and I mean you can't. They've won the last 2 or 3 district championships, and so. You got to beat them before you can call yourself a champ at this point, you know. So
that's true.
I would say I will take the homer. I will take the homer prediction and bet with my heart a little bit and say Southwest. And I think that's a fair take too.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that I'd take Southwest by less than a touchdown. You know, maybe a field goal.
Close game.
Very close game.
Nice.
I would guess that it's going to be a little high scoring too.
I think so.
It is not going to be a pitcher's duel.
No, I don't think so.
It could be one of those 45-42 affairs, something like that.
Fireworks.
I mean, you look at it as what they Cedar Creek or whatever scored 28 points on them, 24 points on them. Like you said, they're not exactly the
best,
the Lake
best.
Travis of high school football and stuff. So, I mean, we'll see if the stars come to play and the defensive and offensive lines come to play. Then I think that Southwest is probably the better team. Mm-hmm. But like I said, do they come to play?
Absolutely.
And I believe that Coach Franco and Coach Molina and Coach Arce and all those guys will have them ready to play. It's just going to be, you know, they can be prepared.
It's going to be a battle.
It's going to be what are those 2 or 3 plays that are going to make the difference in the game.
That's
and who
right.
makes them.
Yep, absolutely. Well, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be exciting, man. What else do we got in Southwest ISD athletics for this
We have
week?
a huge night tonight in volleyball. The Dragons take on Medina Valley.
Ooh.
In Medina Valley. But
how many times are we talking about Medina Valley?
Yeah, according to RC Audio, that's the only 2. They're the only 2 undefeated teams playing tonight and stuff. So huge game there. Legacy tries to get off they had a rough week last week. Then they lost to McCollum in the opener, and so they come back and get Southside, who they've already beaten this year. So hopefully get the first district win of the season tonight when they play Southside. And but that Medina Valley Southwest game tonight is huge. And then the Dragons are back at it with another big game against McCollum on the road on Friday night. And so these next two games for Southwest will be big. And then same thing for the Titans in that they got them, and then they turn around and they got to play. And the Titans they're playing South San, which is a huge game. For playoff implications.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 5 or 6 teams that are probably right around. It's probably Southwest and then Harlandale,
Yeah.
and then maybe Medina Valley, and then that fourth spot is probably between Legacy, South San, and McCollum.
Well, and hopefully you're tuned in right now for Southwest ISD Athletics because we're talking about today. The recording today is Tuesday. The date is September the 12th, and we're talking about some big games going on with
Volleyball,
Southwest High School.
coming up this week.
Medina Valley is tonight.
Yep.
And then what else is tonight?
You got tonight is Medina Valley for the Dragons, and
Okay.
then the Titans play. The Titans are playing Southside at home.
Gotcha. And then when's the next one's on
And
Friday?
then Friday would be the next ones, and then that's where Southwest goes 2 road games this week. Goes to McCollum, and then the Titans take on South San at South San.
Damn.
And those are
It's gonna
2
be a
big ones. Mm-hmm.
All righty. Well,
Mm-hmm.
listen, volleyball runs the gauntlet here at
Yeah,
Southwest, man.
it's all over the place.
It's a tough matchups
Yeah.
constantly because
Yeah.
there is such good competition
Yeah.
here in this
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, so it'd be a good week of volleyball. Come out and see them. And then a couple of things going on this week in cross country. Want to go back at the Southwest cross country meet last Saturday. That was a good one. Anthony Zapata, our
Tell
guy,
me about him. Tell me about him.
wins first place out of about 150 runners.
Are you not
Mm-hmm.
entertained?
Anthony Zapata. And then out of Southwest, the top runner was got 28th, Roman Gonzalez. And then the girls at Legacy they're about two runners away, and Coach Arguello's got a few prospects ready to go before district. But their top 3, Alicia Galvez got 5th, Annabella Zapata, Anthony's little sister, got 10th, and then Magali de Alba, one of our soccer players, she got 30th. And so that's right there, that's 45 points, and that'll get you somewhere. We just need 2 more to score that can make it happen. They'll be in the running for a district championship on the girls' side. And then the top finisher at Southwest High School was Austin Walsh, and she got 35th. All of these teams are headed to the big, one of the biggest cross-country meets in the state this week in Corpus this weekend at the Islander Splash Classic. And that's where they run and get ready for regionals. So they got that. And then tennis, the Titans are off this week. They're sitting in the clubhouse chilling on top of the district. And then
Sitting on top.
the big game, the big match this week is to if the Dragons can beat Medina Valley, then the Fire and Armor tennis matchup might be for the district championship. And so the Dragons head out
That's what
on
I'd like to
Thursday to Medina Valley to play the Panthers and see how that goes.
They're pretty notoriously pretty good though, right? Medina
Yeah.
Valley at tennis.
Medina Valley's won the district since they've been in our district, I think.
So this could be an opportunity for both Southwest teams to compete for the first time. For
That would be
district. That's
interesting. Yeah, it would be quite interesting. And then finally, to sum it up, we have Fire and Armor for the first time this year. We got Fire and Armor water polo on Wednesday night. Come out at 5 o'clock. Get off of work. Come out to the aquatic center where the boys play and then the girls play.
Nice.
5 and 6 o'clock. Try to pack the house for if you want to watch something that's fun, doesn't take a lot of time, and it's just fun to watch. I mean, they score. You got no look shots. You got little dunk shots. You got people getting dunked on.
Yep.
You got all kinds of stuff going on. This is the sport to come out and check out. For our very lacking of attention span humans of the 21st century, this is the sport to watch.
I will say it is an absolute blast, man. And I think some people maybe have seen it through the Olympic spectrum, right, where people are playing the Olympics, Summer Olympics. It is such a fun time. It is so interesting to see because the athleticism is truly, I mean, next level. And I think most people don't really recognize it or realize it.
Yep.
But the stamina that you have to play water polo is
even when you're resting, you're
crazy.
working.
Yeah. You can't just fall and float.
You're not just like in basketball where you just kind of hover around mid-court and
Or you
kind of go back.
put your hands on your knees and just kind of take a
you're
breather.
like,
You're constantly
If you
moving.
take a breather, you're drowning. Like
You're
literally,
underwater.
you're gonna die.
Yeah. So it is. It's an incredible sport. Please go check that out. That's gonna
And
be
then-
Wednesday, correct?
Yeah, that's Wednesday.
Okay.
Starting at 5 and everything. So come out and watch those guys. And then I want to give a quick shout out to a couple of people. And our Warrior competition is on the way, and that is something that we treat as a sport as well around here. But it's about it's where we really try to work on practicing character. We want our kids to be great students, great. We want them to serve their fellow classmates and be servant leaders, serving their classmates and community, and then working to improve themselves from the inside out and how they grow. And so we do that by keeping score. We put points and value on those actions that our kids choose to take. So right now we're a little update on the scoreboard. I want to give a big shout out to Rayanne De La Rosa at Legacy. So she's one of our tennis players, one of the top girl tennis players. She's in the lead right now in Titan Warriors with 21 points. Got Mia Solis at 16, Isabella Trevino and Jocelyn at 14, and Milagros, who won it last year, at 14 points. And so, we're trying to get to 55, and they're doing a great job there. And then on the Dragon Warrior side of things, you got 2 basketball players and a volleyball player. Brieja Osborne with 27, Lillian Corvarubias, who's a cross-country basketball player, 21. Austin Walsh, who we talked about in cross-country as well, with 21. And then Jordan Singh, who's been awesome. He's doing a book study and everything else like that with us.
Wow.
And so from the 7 Habits book study, he's got 21 points. And then Marissa Hicks and Monica Hernandez with 20 and 19. Chloe Madrano with 19. And our Katie Bendeley with 19. Volleyball player, one of the all-district volleyball players, Sierra Flores, with 18 points. So want to get them going and excited about them. And hopefully everybody chooses to join that. So great job to them, and keep it going, Southwest.
Absolutely. The Warrior program is effective. It's important, and it is just so great to have here at Southwest ISD to help.
And you're listening to one of the first ones.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, it's awesome, man. It's something I really, really am happy to see, especially coming back to the district. It's a great program that you guys are doing over there, man. So with that, lots of athletics this week, everybody. Again, Tuesday, right now. I'm pushing the show out today. If you're listening right now, today on Tuesday, September 12th, massive volleyball games going on.
Massive volleyball. We got go to Medina Valley if you want to watch that, or head out to Legacy to watch them play Southside. So two big rivalry matchups. And
water polo on Wednesday.
Water polo Wednesday.
So no matter when you're listening, there's something happening.
Yeah, Tuesday you got volleyball. Wednesday you got water polo. Thursday go out to Medina Valley, watch some tennis.
Yep.
And stuff. And you got all your JV games and stuff like that going
all
on.
of these games are massive.
And then you got Friday, it's volleyball big, but then probably the biggest game in the city is Friday night down in Dragon Stadium. But you got a big rivalry matchup between Legacy and South between Legacy and South Sand. Just big time. Come out and watch. That's why we do it early, so you can be proactive, put first things first, and get out there and support all those Dragons and Titans and Challengers and everybody else. We got football Tuesday right now in middle school tonight too. First games this week.
Hey, come on now. That's
you
what
go.
I'm talking about. If you can't get
got
enough after Monday night, you got Tuesday night football.
You got Tuesday night football, middle school. You got Thursday night volleyball and stuff like that in middle school too. So
there's a ton going on. And in case you are wondering, just looking at it, this might be for some of our parents, some of our friends and family who maybe are nervous because it has been a hot summer. Now we're getting into the fall. Everything will be low into the 70s the rest of the week going into the night. So if you're looking at any of those night games, looking at going to some football games.
Let's be honest. It's not going to be 70.
It's
going to be like 90.
It'll be in the 80s probably. But
bring your jackets. It'll be 90 degrees.
Yeah. But it definitely won't be nearly as hot. Should be some great days. The fall is here. We are ready for it, and we are excited, and Southwest ISD Athletics is fully on a roll. So with that, this is Scoreboard. Thank you for tuning in. This is your number one podcast for all things Southwest ISD Athletics. Please go follow us all over the place. Go subscribe to the show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google Play, all that great stuff, and leave a 5-star review if you so can. Please, no bad stuff with social, you know what I mean?
Hey, we didn't talk about, we need to get back on there and find out. I want to know what the top rivalries that people thought. We put that out there.
You're right. Next week we're gonna follow up on that for sure. We gotta check that out and see what happened. I don't know.
I want to see what Andy De La Rosa put.
I wonder if we got a lot of Medina Valleys because we talk about them quite a bit.
Yeah.
But with that, this is Scoreboard. Thank you again for tuning in. We are very much happy to continue to push out content, supporting all of our student athletes, supporting Southwest ISD, and supporting everything that these wonderful athletes continue to do, continue to prepare for. So with that, as always, I'm Brandon Medina. That's Peter Wagner, and we are
Southwest.